Greetings, dear viewers. We're here with Dylan Theory, and today we have a fascinating topic on our agenda: the Smiling Critters theory and the mysterious fate of Dogday. Let's dive into the world of mysteries and clues together to figure out how the Smiling Critters were able to completely take over Dogday and turn it into a... Well, first things first. Have you ever pondered how the Smiling Critters managed to fully influence Dogday and turn him against us? Well, I've formulated a couple of theories regarding this phenomenon, with one appearing to be the most plausible. But before delving into that, let's first unravel how Dogday ended up in this predicament. In the scene featuring Dogday, he mentioned being the last remaining member of the Smiling Critters. Yet he was inexplicably alive, but restrained, with his legs gruesomely absent. As for the fate of the other members of the Smiling Critters, I speculate that Catnap swiftly dispatched them upon realizing they weren't under the control of the prototype. As mentioned by Ollie in one scene, Catnap perceives the prototype as a superhero, treating him with godlike reverence and eliminating anyone who opposes him. However, it appears that the prototype's influence doesn't affect everyone as intended, necessitating alternative methods for specific toys. Unfortunately, Dogday seems to have fallen victim to these alternative measures. Dogday miraculously remained alive when Catnap discovered us after the train crash. It appears that Catnap then proceeded to remove Dogday's legs and prepare him for the sinister transformation. This transformation seems to involve either an already converted toy or a collective mass of them affecting Dogday internally in some manner. This method may represent one of the ways the prototype's control can be imposed on others, as it's improbable that every toy underwent the same process. In my first theory, I propose that the Smiling Critters merged within Dogday to create a singular entity capable of fully controlling him. In the scene where they enter him, it seems there are too many of them to individually occupy space. Most enter through the lower half, while one even enters through his eyes. Observing Dogday's movements post-transformation, they appear deliberate, not random, suggesting he is not controlled by multiple entities simultaneously, akin to a puppet manipulated by numerous strings. This coherence likely stems from the collective consciousness of the Smiling Critters merging within him. After taking possession of Dogday, you'll notice a significant change in his appearance. His eye sockets, once entirely black, suddenly exhibit white pupils. Interestingly, there are no visible Smiling Critters protruding from him. Presumably many merged inside, making it impossible for individual entities to be discerned. However, this theory seems unlikely because if the Smiling Critters had merged within him, Dogday's consciousness would have remained intact, allowing him to communicate with us during the chase. Moreover, his voice undergoes a noticeable alteration post-transformation, evident in his jump scare sounds. As for my second theory, I propose that the Smiling Critters consumed Dogday's insides to inhabit his body. This hypothesis is supported by Dogday's explanation before his transformation, where he hinted at the possibility of such an occurrence. The Smiling Critters are depicted as hungry entities with empty stomachs, expressing their desire to infiltrate beneath our skin and consume us gradually, filling the void within themselves. Their gaze, symbolized by countless pairs of eyes, eagerly awaits the opportunity to fulfill this voracious urge. Upon their arrival, Dogday's agonized cries likely signify the commencement of this consumption, as they consume him bit by bit until he becomes an empty vessel, allowing them to seize control of his body entirely. The disturbing sounds emanating from Dogday, such as choking and gargling, suggest that they have devoured his vocal cords, rendering his speech incomprehensible. This prompts the question, why would the Smiling Critters engage in such grotesque behavior, targeting not only Dogday, but anyone not under the prototype's control? The answer may lie in their insatiable hunger and the desire to assert dominance over those they consume. Before his possession, Dogday suggests that the Smiling Critter's behavior stems from a deep-seated fear of the prototype's wrath, as he is known to eliminate anyone who defies his doctrine or resists his control. Consequently, they align themselves with Catnap, who, like them, serves under the prototype. In return for their obedience, they are provided with dissenting toys and staff members as sustenance, avoiding the fate of being deemed heretics by the prototype, which often results in execution. This allegiance to Catnap as a means of survival is reinforced by the Hour of Joy, a pivotal event in the narrative. Upon reaching the chapter's conclusion, Poppy enlightens us about the hour of joy, presenting a tape depicting the moment when experimented toys gained sentience and systematically eliminated all staff members, sparing only us. Notably, Poppy reveals that the toys proceeded to consume the fallen staff, further illustrating their allegiance to the prototype's regime and their willingness to consume those deemed heretical. It appears that the smiling critters continued this pattern of behavior, driven by a persistent emptiness they felt after undergoing experimentation. Their solution to this void was to engage in acts of violence and consumption against anything non-toy. However, this cycle of death failed to provide any lasting fulfillment. Subsequently, they disposed of the bodies below, consuming them to sustain themselves, eventually targeting anything outside of the prototype's control. In my final theory, I propose that the smiling critters overwhelmed Dogday's mind with their malevolence, akin to the darkness present in Catnap and the prototype. Upon possessing Dogday, they exerted full dominance over him, leaving no indication of resistance. He became a mere instrument of their will, fixated solely on hunting and eliminating us. However, it's possible he retained a fragment of his former self during the pursuit, evident in his continued mobility despite his compromised state. It appears that Dogday's movements didn't exhibit the typical puppet-like quality. Rather, his actions and intentions seem to have been overridden by the influence of the smiling critters. His behavior shifts abruptly from resistance to single-minded pursuit, indicating a complete takeover of his consciousness, fixated solely on our destruction. This phenomenon also harkens back to the events of the Hour of Joy, as described by Poppy, where a senseless outbreak of violence occurred among the toys, suggesting a transferable malevolence. Earlier, I suggested that Dogday may not have been entirely devoid of consciousness during the pursuit. However, immediately following the chase, as we escape using a jump pad, we hear what sounds like Dogday's screams in the background. These screams, though, bear a distorted quality, more akin to a twisted manifestation or anguished cry from the smiling critters themselves. The transition from Dogday being an ally to becoming a mindless murderer suggests a transferable malevolence, reminiscent of the events during the Hour of Joy. As I mentioned earlier, I suspect that Dogday wasn't entirely devoid of consciousness during the chase scene. Following our escape via the jump pad, we hear what appears to be Dogday's screams in the background. However, these screams don't resemble his usual vocalizations. Instead, they seem to emanate from a distorted and agonized state, possibly originating from the smiling critters. This could signify several things. Firstly, it might indicate the smiling critters' frustration at our escape, knowing that the prototype may punish them for failing to capture us, akin to what happened to Catnap. Alternatively, it could be the culmination of Dogday's transformation, though this seems improbable given his prior conversion. Ultimately, it remains unclear, but these screams hint at deeper layers of manipulation and consequence within the narrative. That's all I had for today. Thanks so much for watching, friends. I was Dylan Theory, and today we discussed the theory behind smiling critters and Dogday. I hope you enjoyed the video and found it interesting. If so, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss new videos. Also, feel free to leave your thoughts and guesses in the comments below. I wish everyone the best of luck and see you soon. All the best.